Okay, so this is my swimming pool leak tester program. Um, I'm a pool guy, and I'm a scuba diver as well. And this is one of the nastiest problems I deal with for customers on a semi-regular basis, especially up here in New England, where pools get beat up by the constant thermal expansion and the ice thawing and freezing again and again. Um, we find leaks quite frequently. So, anyways, it's a nasty problem, but I have a pretty good solution for dealing with them. So, this is a program we use basic logic um, to help find these leaks in a swimming pool system. And basically, it comes down to two secrets. One of which is called the bucket test. And because precipitation and um, evaporation affect bodies of water based on their surface area, a bucket of water will be affected just the same as a swimming pool if you happen to keep it in there. So if they're the same temperature, um, it's a very accurate way of knowing whether or not a pool is leaking by checking how much the water changes in the bucket versus how much it changes in the pool over a given period of time. So we're gonna call the bucket method as one function, and then we're gonna pair that up with what's called the pump on-off test. And because when a pump's on, if there's a leak in the suction side of the system, it'll actually pull air when the pump's on. Whereas if it's leaking from the pressure side, you'll get water, seeping out into the ground, or sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. Whereas, if the pump's off and the rate increases, well, then it's on the pressure side. So, yeah, we're going to apply these two tests and then iterate through another function just to help people check things off a list, and then spit out some answers. If the user of this program puts in invalid data, it'll tell them, hey, you should probably talk to a pool guy. Something doesn't make sense there, so you might want a hand collecting your data. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. It's a pool leak tester. So let's go on in here. Okay, so it'll ask you for an approximate square footage. The only reason you really need that is if you wanted to know how much you're leaking. So standard pool in the backyard pool would be like 16 by 32, which comes out to 512 square feet. So, all right, 512. Now it's asking, is there air in the pump when it's running? Or is there air and dirt coming back into the pool through the returns? And let's say yes. Okay. Well, if there's air in there and or there's stuff coming back in, you could say, well, maybe there's a blockage in the suction line. And you say, okay, is there one? Yeah, let's pretend, yeah, there is. Okay, it says, please clear the blockage and then restart the program. All right, so that would invalidate our data. So we got to clear the blockage and restart. All right, fine. 512, whereas we could do, is there, let's say, there is indeed air and dirt coming back, but is there a blockage? Nah. All right, well, let's use the bucket method. Let's move on, and we'll see what we can find here. So let's say we're losing 3 inches per day in the pool, but we lost 2 inches in the bucket. Well, that would tell us we do have a leak. As a matter of fact, we have a 317 gallon per day leak. So we're going to perform an on-off, and we'll say, let's say that we do have a leak. However, whether or not the pump's on, we're still losing 3 inches per day. Okay, it'll tell you, well, in that case, the lines are good, but you still have a leak. So call the pool guys out. And you can iterate through, you can do the different logical situations, and it will tell you what's going on with your pool. So yeah, enjoy.